welcome to the Dan Sports Tips Daily Fantasy MLB Preview Show for today, the 23rd of September. I will be taking a look at everything you need for your daily fantasy games on DraftKings. I'll be looking at starting pitchers, stacks of the day, how we can construct a lineup to maximise our point scoring potential, foundation players that should be used as a foundation to build a winning lineup on, and a value player at each position. For anybody that hasn't had the opportunity to sign up and play daily fantasy sports with DraftKings yet, I'll pop a link in the description beneath this video that will enable you to do that today. Starting pitchers, I'm going to start with Jon Gray of Colorado for 10,500. Now, obviously, I'll start by saying he isn't likely to match the 4-hit shutout with 16 strikeouts against the Padres in his last start. But in his last 2 starts against Los Angeles, both of which took place at Coors Field in August, he went 11 scoreless innings with only 6 hits allowed, striking out 14 Dodgers. Now, obviously, Dodgers stadium profile's much better for the pitcher than Coors Field as well. It does feel a little bit risky, as Gray had allowed 11 earned runs in 2 starts prior to the San Diego Gem, but he does strike hitters out with 172 strikeouts in 158 2/3 on the season, and the Dodgers do rank in the top third of the league for the strikeout. Drew Pomeranz of Boston for 8,700. He has struggled of late, allowing 9 earned runs over his last 2 starts. We're hoping it's not fatigue towards the end of the season. His innings count is quite high now, but he does get to pitch in a pitcher's yard with a strikeout-prone offense in the Rays at the Tropicana Field today. Pomeranz has struck out 180 batters in 164 and 1/3 inning this year, and against Tampa, one start at the Trop and 1 start at Fenway, he's pitched 12 and 2/3 innings, allowing 5 earned runs, but he does have 19 strikeouts. You can deal with the runs if the strikeout volume is there to the degree that he has compiled them against the Tampa Bay Rays, and he is worth having a play at 8,700 and hoping that he isn't fatigued and his season's basically coming to an end, particularly from Boston's perspective with the playoffs upcoming. And the final pitcher I'm looking at today is Gabriel Ynoa of the New York Mets for 4,300. He isn't really a strikeout pitcher. Looking at his numbers in the minors, around half as many strikeouts as innings pitched in AAA this year. That makes the 8 strikeouts against the Twins last time something of a surprise. The Twins and Phillies do rank around the same number in strikeouts this season, and in a nice yard at Citi Field against an offense that doesn't play a massive amount of runs, I'm willing to take a chance on the rookie having another solid game at a nice cheap price for us today. Stacks of the day. Obviously no Coors Field today. I'm perfectly happy to take some Baltimore Orioles against Shelby Miller though. He just hasn't performed this year. He's allowed 4 earned runs in 3 straight starts. He's 2-12 on the year with a 6.90 ERA. No issues with the ballpark, helps the hitters. No issues with weather conditions. I'll take first baseman Pedro Alvarez for 4,800. He has the platoon against Miller and 3 home runs against him. He's batting .249 with 21 home runs this year. Manny Machado can be used at third or short for 4,900. He's hitting 300 with 36 homers on the year. Outfielder Adam Jones in the leadoff spot for 4,900. He's batting .273 with 28 home runs this year. And Mark Trumbo in the outfield for 4,900. He's hitting .246 with 43 home runs on the year. I will also happily stack some Kansas City Royals on the cheap against Michael Fullmer. It looks to me like Fullmer is priced on his performances early in the year rather than the recent games. He's gone 1-5 with a 4.43 ERA in his last 7 trips to the hill, and he comes into this one off of 6 earned runs his last start. He's not won in any of the last 5. I'll take first baseman Eric Hosmer for 3,300, who has the platoon and a home run against Fullmer. He's hitting .269 with 23 homers on the year. Kendrys Morales can be used at first or for this stack in the outfield. He's hitting he's 3,400 today. The switch hitter is hitting .260 with 29 home runs on the year. Catcher Salvador Perez for 3,100. He has a home run against Fullmer, hitting .249 with 21 homers. Outfielder Alex Gordon for 3,300 has the platoon. He's hitting .217, 16 home runs in a shortened season. And outfielder Jared Dyson, who hits at the top of the order in the leadoff spot, is 3,700 today. He also has the platoon, batting .265, only the 1 home run, but 28 stolen bases this year. And the other stack I'm happily going to use and will be using in a few lineups today is the Oakland Athletics against a suddenly struggling Cole Hamels. He has a 10.50 ERA across his last 4 winless starts, Hamels. The A's have some hitters who do very well with left-handed pitching. Now, I'm pretty sure all 4 of these won't play, but any that do, obviously we plug into our lineups. Third baseman / outfielder Danny Valencia for 4,300 is on the right side of the platoon with a home run off of Hamels. He's hitting 288 with 17 home runs on the year. Third baseman Ryan Healy for 3,800 also has the platoon, hitting 301 with 11 home runs. Shortstop Marcus Semien for 4,200 has the platoon. He's a 233 hitter with 26 home runs. And outfielder Chris Davis for 4,700. He has the platoon and 3 home runs against Hamels in something like only 7 at bats. If he's in the lineup, he's worth the play. He's hitting 252. He's got 40 home runs I've written down here on the year. He's got 4 in his last 7 games. Now, obviously, he's been off. I think it's paternity leave he's been off with. As I say, I don't think they'll all feature. I think Valencia probably won't be in if Davis is back. If Davis doesn't play, Valencia will probably play the outfield with Healy at third. But as I say, we'll see who plays and put them in. My foundation players today at first base, Freddie Freeman of Atlanta for 5,400. He has the platoon and a home run against Andrew Cashner, who is struggling with a 6.12 ERA and a 1.95 whip in his last 7 starts. Freeman's hitting 303 with 31 homers on the year, 462 with a homer in the last 7. Second baseman Brian Dozier of the Minnesota Twins for 5,500 has the platoon against Paxton. He's very good against lefties. 279 hit with 42 home runs and 16 steals on the year. Not far off the major league lead. If he gets there, no one would have expected that at the start of the year. At third base, I'll take Brandon Drury, who also qualifies in the outfield of Arizona. He's 4,800, hitting 277 with 15 home runs on the year. At third base, at shortstop, I'll take Eduardo Nunez of San Francisco, who also qualifies at third for 4,800. My apologies, for some reason I haven't written down any stats for him. Outfielder Robbie Grossman of the Minnesota Twins for 4,800. The switch hitter is a lot better against left-handed pitching. He's a 278 hitter with 11 home runs, batting 348 with a homer in his last 7 games. My value play today at catcher is Alex Avila of the Chicago White Sox for 3,600. He has the platoon and a home run against Trevor Bauer, who's been struggling lately. He's hit 249 with 7 home runs on the year. 2 of those have come in the last 7 games he's played, including one his last game that he played. At first base, I'll take Travis Shaw of Boston for 3,100. He can also be used at third. He has the platoon and a home run against Chris Archer of the Rays. He's hitting 248 with 16 home runs this year. Second base, Scooter Gennett of Milwaukee for 3,600. He has a platoon and a homer against Anthony Desclafani, who had a rough start his last trip to the Hill. Gennett's hitting 269 with 14 homers, but he's hit 364 with 2 in the last 7 games. Shortstop Jonathan Villar of Milwaukee, who also can be used at third for 3,600. The slumping switch hitter is 283 with 16 homers and 58 steals. Hoping he can get a couple of hits and maybe swipe a couple of bags off the struggling Desclafani. Shortstop Tim Anderson of the Chicago White Sox for 3,900. He's a 276 hitter with 7 homers on the year. Does hit at the top of the lineup. Good matchup, as I said, with Avila against Trevor Bauer today. An outfielder Cole Calhoun of the Los Angeles Angels for 3,700. He has the platoon and a home run against Doug Fister. Doug Fister has an ERA over 10 in his last 7 games, and Calhoun is a 262 hitter with 17 home runs this year. That is what I've got for you today. Best of luck with your lineups, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video. Hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today, and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video, and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups, and have a great day.